Aloha, y'all. Welcome to the Faye and Cedar Show, the Mommy Corner edition of the Faye and Cedar Show. This is your girl, Faye. I have to hold my thing. For some reason, the back of it's not standing up, so I'm hoping I'm not too wobbly for you guys or give you guys seasick. Anyway, I was supposed to do a Thanksgiving Mommy Corner Mondays, but I had company. My dishwasher broke down. Yes, my dishwasher broke down right in the and Wednesday night, right in the middle of me cooking my peach cobbler. So I had to hand wash on my, my big cooking dishes and everything else. So in between cooking, I'm washing. I know some people's like, well, that's what we did back in the day. There was no dishwasher. Okay, first of all, it's 2017. I'm a 2017 woman, and I'm not hand washing a bunch of dishes. So that happened, and then of course I had company and all that jazz. You know how that goes. So I didn't even have time to even think about anything. And then yeah, so I wanted to I was gonna forego the whole Thanksgiving thing and just do something else, but first of all, it's technically still November, but pretty much Thanksgiving kicks off the entire holiday season anyway. And I'm thinking to myself, well, you don't have to necessarily say something thankful for Thanksgiving. It can be of course, it can be all throughout the year, of course, but specifically, Thanksgiving in December, it's around the holiday seasons when people travel to see family or even friends that they consider family. So I'm thinking to myself, well, I could still do a thankful post. It's the holiday season. So I wanted to do, we're basically doing the same thing where instead of exchanging just foods, because people still do the whole eating thing, we're actually exchanging gifts as well. We're doing the exact same thing. Why not do that? So I'm looking at my notes here because I have a lot of notes that I wanted to talk about. So today on Mommy Corner, I wanted to talk about thankfulness with your kids, with your children. And I wanted to go ahead, and we're always asking our children, what are you thankful for this year? Because I'm pretty sure that went around the Thanksgiving table this year. But I wanted to do something different. I think we should tell our children, what are we thankful for about them? And stuff, even simple things such as what do we appreciate or thankful for about their schooling? Maybe at the beginning of the year, because we're getting towards the end of maybe the first semester of college student, or first semester, whatever they want to call it, for elementary and middle high school. Maybe they had a hard time in math at the beginning of the year, and they've somehow, I don't know, stayed after school, got a little extra help. Maybe they've been trying harder, studying harder. So you're thankful for that and getting better in math or whatever the subject may be. If it's preschoolers or kindergartners, maybe writing your name better or remembering how to spell your name. Little stuff like that. Maybe being nicer to people. Maybe they went through this phase where, for little kids, went through a phase where, they weren't nice to people. Or if you're a high schooler who maybe just, you're a freshman year and they came in with such a bad or negative attitude, and maybe their attitude have changed, and maybe you can thank them for that, for giving it a chance, giving it a try. Even your, and it could be in middle school or high school, I suppose, or maybe even elementary, about maybe you put them in soccer or a type of sport and they did not like it, and you told them, give it a chance. And because maybe they weren't good at it at first, because, you told them, practice, practice, practice. And now, because they gave it a chance and they came in with a better attitude, they're even doing better and they love it and they want to sign up next year. So, thank them for that. Maybe even just, I know for my daughter, her listening skills are terrible. But, of course, what 5-year-old, almost 6-year-old listens anyway, right? So for me, I want to thank her for being a better listener, because she is a better listener. And I'm also trying to work on being a better listener, because there are times when I'm actually not listening to her, and I can blame myself. I'm actually not a good listener, depending on the subject matter, because I just don't want to deal with it. And so a little bit, she probably gets that from me. But I want to thank her for maybe being a good listener. Now, at one point, I was constantly telling her, do your chores. I mean, because she's 5 going on 6, so she's nothing tedious. Like, she's scrubbing baseboards off than some of the nonsense that I had to do, I feel. But, you know, just little stuff like empty out the little trash cans, making her bed, make sure her room's clean, you know, standard stuff. She's better now at the chore thing. I don't have to constantly tell her all the time to do your chores. You gotta do your chores after this. You know, you always gotta do chores. Before you go play outside, you gotta do your chores. If you want the tablet, you gotta do your chores. You know, it's such a little habit because we came up with a routine depending on the day. Now I don't have to really tell her. I might have to be like, don't forget to do your chores, but for the most part, she's on her way to do it, or she kind of does it, and or she might forget maybe one thing she didn't add on, but she pretty much knows the standard. So I'm, you know, for me, that's what I'm going to thank her for. I'm thankful for that she's becoming a better person just all around. And I think by us doing this, telling them what they're thankful, what we're thankful for, with them, pertaining to them, it's affirmation and affirmation and inspiration and just motivation, and it goes a long way with children. And I think a lot of parents, especially, I want to specifically talk race-based because I am a black woman. So I'm speaking from the black woman's experience, the black experience. And I think what really, and me and my cousin talk about, me and Sita talk about this all the time, how I think our lack of encouragement kind of, I don't want to say messes you up, but it kind of, you're not as confident because you're always second guessing yourself. You're always, you're not as confident. You're second guessing yourself. You're always, I feel like those type of people, like myself, we're always apologizing even when we don't do anything wrong, or we're thinking we're doing something wrong, we're not doing something wrong because of the lack of confidence. And so when you have that, you know, because at one time in my life I did have that encouragement and confidence, and then, you know, something drastic happened during my teenage years and that wasn't given to me, and it kind of, having that early on helped me a little bit keep going on, but not having that encouragement, that motivation, that affirmation that I was doing good, it kind of deters you from your journey. It kind of messes you up a little bit, and you kind of do have to do some self-therapy or some self-awareness and kind of find your own cheer within your own little cheerleader. So that's why I think, and I don't think a lot of black parents understand that, that encouragement, that positive thing, that cheerleading goes a long way with our kids, and we will raise kids that are not only just confident and self-aware and even shows maturity. Also, it helps them be accountable for the wrongdoings they are doing, because a bunch of positives, and I've seen it just with my daughter when I used to work with the teens down in Alabama, that all that positive, because kids want to do good, they want to be better people, and just for themselves, and they see, and if they see it, you know, they see the other adults, you know, practicing what they're preaching, doing it accordingly, they do it as well. It's, I mean, children are sponges, you know. It's one of those lead by example type of things, and I think it shows, like I said, it being accountable for even the, you know, the actions. It's huge, especially, you know, when I see adults that just cannot admit when they're wrong, because we still are human and we all make mistakes. When I see the adults that are not accountable, you know, sometimes you got to dig deep and realize it had to probably come from some type of upbringing, that they can't just be like, my bad, I'm sorry. It is so hard. And I think, again, parents need to be conscious of that too. I have apologized to my daughter when I know I am wrong, and we just need to start doing that. Anyway, I feel like I'm going on a tangent. I'm going off base here. But again, that's what I think we should do for this holiday season. So even if you didn't do it over Thanksgiving, now do it once a week. Wait till Christmas and then write down a list of all the things you're thankful for. It doesn't matter how you do it. I think we should do that for our kids, so we can bring it to go into the new year with something to look forward to, and peacefully. So this is your girl Faye, a Mommy Corner Mondays, discussing ways that we can tell our kids what we're thankful for about them. Aloha!
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.